this is my journey about the possibility, more than likely, of getting dentures at 37. So this is probably going to be one of my most vulnerable videos I've ever made. And if you're here, it's because you've searched dentures at 37, or young mom getting dentures, or full mouth extraction in your 30s. I see you, because that's me. I'm 37 years old. I'm a mom of 6, and I'm preparing to have all of my teeth removed and get dentures. And I need to tell this story chronologically because every detail matters. And this is like a journal entry for me, and I want to go back on it later and just see how things go. So let's back this up to my childhood. As a kid growing up, my mama always had upper dentures that I knew of. She was 38 when she had me. I don't know when she actually got dentures. My granny was always toothless when I knew her. She never got dentures. My daddy lost most of his teeth in his 50s, I believe. I don't know. I don't think I ever truly knew what any of their natural teeth looked like because it wasn't a very big thing to have photos taken when they at their age. Dental hygiene was big in our house. We brushed, we did all the things, and when I become an adult, that stayed the same. I did everything except go to a dentist because I grew up that you don't visit doctors unless something is wrong. You go when you're sick. You go when there's pain. You don't go just because. So eye exams, dental exams, preventative care, that really wasn't something that I grew up with. And let's be honest, it's America. Healthcare is expensive. You practically have to sell your firstborn to afford decent care. So I brushed. I wasn't able to floss because my teeth were so tight in my mouth, dental floss would get stuck and it would hurt. I did what I knew, and I didn't think of anything beyond that. The first sign that something wasn't right was in 2016, and I was 28. That was after I had my daughter, my third daughter. I went to the dentist for a clean-in because my gums were bleeding, and I had a little white speck on one of my teeth, and just a little line. That was the first time I noticed something wasn't right. I wanted to know how to fix the bleeding gums. Pretty much, I was handed a high fluoride prescription toothpaste and chlorhexidine mouthwash. That was it. The toothpaste was alright. I went through 2 tubes of that. And the mouthwash was about 4 bottles, and it's like chewing up aspirin and swishing it in your mouth. It was really bad, and it burned my taste buds and everything else. I started having so many symptoms that I later researched and realized were coming from the fluoride in the toothpaste, so I stopped using it. After I read up some more about the chlorhexidine killing both good and bad bacteria, I kind of quit using that too because the bad was just coming back too quick. I didn't go to another dentist for about 3 years. I was having babies. I didn't want unnecessary chemicals in my system, and I didn't want the stress on my pregnancy. Because I know what happened later down the line. You'll figure it out, because I'm going to talk about it. So I just carried on with the bleeding, but it got worse. The toothpaste, the chlorhexidine, it didn't stop it. It didn't slow it down. Then my gums started swelling. And I tried everything. I started trying natural toothpastes, natural mouth rinses, oil pulling. It seemed to hold things steady, but it didn't get better, but it didn't get worse. Just managed. I eventually went back to 2 different dentists. I was pregnant with my second son. I had started using a soft bristle toddler toothbrush because my gums were literally ripping apart with a regular one. and it was just getting to the point that it was hurting too much to use a regular toothbrush. Started using a water pick to floss, but that was becoming impossible because of the pain. And June 22, that's when all of this happened. I had dental trauma. I was degraded by 2 different dentists. One made me out to look as if I was lazy and unhygienic. One basically said I had zero excuse for my mouth to be in the condition that it was. So the other one was checking my gum pockets. This was a separate time. And I was bleeding so bad, it hurt so much, I went into preterm labor. Really traumatized me in the way that he was so rough with checking my pockets, and I felt like he was very aggressive and mad at me for the condition of my mouth. And he started talking junk in his native language to the hygienist, and I know because I can read body language. I couldn't understand the words, but I could feel it. I heard the word disgusting one time outside of the room. He was talking to the hygienist. I never went back. I felt hopeless, and it took me so long to get the guts to see another dentist again. I mean, I was brushing my teeth twice a day. I was using the water pick. I was using a Tyler toothbrush because of the pain. Money got tight. So I was going back to the cheapest holistic things that I could do possible. And then I had my last son in 2022. And that's when my health hit the all-time low. But I suffered in silence for a long time. I started having really bad reactions to sulfates, one or the other. My throat would swell right through here, the glands. Simple soaps would make me break out in hives. Smells triggered coughing fits. My migraines got worse, and I became a walking allergy. Sometimes even hot water will make me itch and burn. So when I shower, it can be pretty bad sometimes. I've gotten to the point I've become afraid of everything. I've been afraid of everything, like new medications, new soaps, new shampoos. It's bothered me. 24 to 25, 2024, it was one emergency after another. August 2024, I almost passed out from blood pressure drops and found out I have a hole in my heart. That was in October of 2024. Not big enough to fix, but big enough to know it's there. October 2024, my father-in-law had a heart attack and needed 5 stents. A month later, in November, my mother-in-law had a heart attack and needed quintuple bypass. January 2025, my sister was diagnosed with leukemia, and she almost died. February, my mother-in-law had a severe chest infection in where she got opened up from the bypass, and she almost died from that. Everything else just became more important than my own health. So I just dealt with it. All of my blood work has shown perfect. Everything's tested normal. So it's been a standstill. Then I looked at my teeth. They were getting so loose. I could push them with my tongue. Just doing this. I can push them with my tongue. My gums, they just look like trash. So, this is what my teeth look like. I realize I haven't brushed them yet. I mean, my gum is not even connected to that little piece right there. It's not connected. My uppers, they're not terrible. They're loose too, though. My gums are red and inflamed. When I brush, it's literally just blood. I went to the dentist on February 4th, 2026. I had full imaging done, a full exam, and I found a really great dentist. He has amazing bedside manner. He told me I have no cavities. None. My teeth look perfect on the outside. They look healthy on the outside. Slightly yellow, but that's normal. The problem is my gums. They can't hold them in. And there's obviously a genetic component, which is probably an undiagnosed connective tissue problem. But I can't seem to find doctors to help me figure that out. Running out of funds and having 6 kids who I homeschool makes a huge difference in getting care. It would cost me more to have gum grafts that would likely fail and have to be redone than to pull all of my teeth and get dentures at 37. I technically have dental insurance, but no dentist near me takes it. So this is all out of pocket. And it's expensive. I'm about $1,000 away from being able to set the appointment. I needed to document this chronologically because I need to see myself before and then see the after. Because I'm honestly terrified. I'm scared that I won't look like me anymore. I'm scared I won't be pretty. I know it's vain, and I've always said I didn't feel pretty, but uglier, you know? I'm scared I'll no longer sound like myself when I sing or when I talk. I'm scared of online comments about meth or laziness. Because people assume. They assume young with dentures equals neglect. I'm not ashamed of getting dentures. I'm not ashamed of losing my teeth. But I am scared. And if you're 30 and something and facing dentures, you probably understand that fear. But the truth is, genetics plays a huge part. And sometimes we just don't have a choice. I knew all my life that I would probably end up with dentures young. And it didn't help that I always put myself last. I protected everyone else's health before my own. I skipped appointments. I postponed care. I managed with the cheapest options. Because that's just what moms do sometimes. We disappear in small ways. We often don't take care of ourselves because of guilt or the feeling that something else is always more important. And unfortunately, this is my wake-up call. This is the first step toward healing. Removing chronic infection, removing inflammation, giving my body a chance to stop fighting 24/7 for peace. Because teeth are connected to the body. Gums are connected to inflammation. And I need my body to stop having to fight all the time. My nervous system is a wreck. If you found this video because you're 25, 35, 40, and Googling, do I need dentures in my 30s? You're not alone. If you're dealing with periodontal disease in your 30s, or even 20s like I was, if your teeth are loose, if your gums are bleeding, if you're just scared, I see you. This is not laziness. This is not moral failure. Sometimes it's just genetics. Sometimes it's pregnancy. Sometimes it's inflammation. Sometimes it's trauma. And sometimes it's just all of it all together. I'm at $1,000 away from scheduling my full mouth extraction and dentures at 37. I'm documenting this entire journey. The before. the dental appointments, the healing, the emotional side, the physical side, all of it. Because if I can help even one person like me feel less alone, it's worth all the nasty comments that I'm sure I'm going to get. Thank you for watching this long video. Thank you for listening. I will keep you updated on my journey to dentures at 37 as a mom of 6. And if you're walking this path too, you are not alone. Now I want to add one more thing out there. If you would like to help me financially on this journey, I will be grateful, and I'll leave the details in the comments, in the description.